Hey, I'm Charles
Hi,
Lincoln,
I'm Chelsea LeSage.
and we are CL Squared Productions, and we're doing our little podcast thing to
We're doing a
see.
podcast for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick one because this is just a test. We're just seeing
Mm-hmm.
if our equipment works, and if it does, then we will put this out to you, the unwashed
Yes.
masses.
Yeah. Ew,
And
gross.
come on, it's the fucking pandemic. No one's washing. You
Everyone
know,
should be washing. Don't listen to Charles. Ew.
everyone's everyone's just sitting in their own fectitude. All,
Uh-huh. No, that's
all,
just me.
oh,
I got to wash my broken leg for the first time yesterday. It was nasty.
okay. Well, let's open up with that. Tell everyone what happened to your leg.
So at the beginning of this pandemic, I went to go stay with my mom and I was at a health food store and I fell down some cement stairs and broke my leg in two places. The irony is really with the kicker of all of this. And so, yeah, and my ligaments were shot to shit and I had to have surgery. So now my ankle is basically made of metal. So I'm a cyborg and I'm here to kill all of you.
Yeah, so she's pretty much. I sent her the intro of the Bionic Woman just so she can
Yeah,
like. No, that's what plays every day. Like 30 seconds before she wakes up. It's like the whole
pretty
Lindsay
much.
Wagner theme. So but yeah. Well, I'm glad to see that you're in the boot now instead of like that big, you
Yeah,
know.
my splint was disgusting, and I mean, but the boot is nasty too. You want to see it? Well, it's pretty cool. I don't know
Well,
if I
well,
can.
well. They can't
They
see
can't
it,
see it,
so
but
you
you
should
can see it.
describe it. Yeah.
It is black with lots of straps.
Yeah, it looks like a big giant Frankenstein boot.
Yeah,
Like if you ever watch the Munsters,
the
like
monsters. Yes.
what Herman Munster wears for footwear,
Yeah,
and
exactly. It reminds me of like a clown shoe, but only if the
yeah,
clowns were goth,
yeah, and it's probably about like it looks like it's like 3 or 4 times bigger than Chelsea's foot.
which is hard to do because my feet are massive.
Yeah, that is true. Chelsea and I actually have the same shoe size.
Yes, we have the same pretty much everything size,
Yeah. Oh.
except for
But
my dick is bigger.
yeah.
Sorry.
That's what she said.
It
Anyway,
is what she said.
yes. So, but yeah, so basically, we figured since we're all locked in for at least another 3 weeks in the New York area, those of you who are really dumb and out there protesting and deciding let's spread the virus to everyone, you're out a little bit sooner.
We hope
But
that you die.
trust me, in a couple weeks you're not going to be.
No, that was a
So
good one. That was clever, Charles. I liked that.
I am. I'm a clever man. What are you like near? It sounds like you're near like a fucking raceway or
I'm
something.
on a main street in Marlborough, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And everyone's driving, and I don't know why, because we haven't even hit the apex of this pandemic in Massachusetts yet. So go home, you fucks.
Everyone's going to Gronk's house before he moves to Florida. That's
Yes, that's where I'm going after this. I don't know about you. That's the only
well,
reason I'm here.
well, that's good. That's certainly a place you want to go if you want to avoid a pandemic. Is the place that like closed the beaches for about 10 minutes
Yeah.
and was just like and never closed the churches. The churches were open the whole time because I guess there's like, no one's allowed to get the virus inside a church or
That's
something.
so stupid. I
Because
know people who are like that, and it's really driving me nuts.
yeah, like that's the thing is like we're all miserable here. Like this is not a fun time for any of.
No.
But like it's a responsibility thing. Where like not only do you have to like do this for yourself because this is so contagious and it's so easy for people to catch this
Yeah.
and yet people are just like, well, I can't see it, so I think I'm going to be okay. Like I saw some guy on Facebook and he was all like, well, I'm an essential worker and I ain't wearing no gloves and no mask and I ain't got nothing. And I just remember
Oh.
thinking, it's like, no, you probably do have it, and you're just asymptomatic, and you've been giving it to everyone around you, you stupid fucking moron.
You stupid moron.
Ew, stupid shit. You, I can hear you fucking radio, you stupid shit. That's my Spike Lee quote for the day.
That was really good.
Yeah. That was actually the band Anthrax, because I'm old. Anthrax did like a rap song years and years ago before the whole
Why?
metal genre happened.
Oh.
And yeah, it's so funny too. Like, the guitar player of Anthrax has said that if he knew like Limp Bizkit and all those bands were going to come later, he would have never done it.
Jesus Christ, that's hilarious.
He was like, I totally take the blame for nu metal. So, um, he was like, hey man, we were from like fucking Queens, and we liked rap and we liked metal, and we just thought we'd combine them. We didn't know it's gonna become this like horrible, horrible thing. Like, he did a song with the Beastie Boys and he did a song with Public Enemy, and it was fine. But then suddenly it became like a whole genre for people. But yeah, on one of the songs they did, they sampled "Do the Right Thing," and you hear Danny Aiello on there just going, "I can hear your fucking radio, you stupid shit." For
That's
years, I had no idea where that sample was from, and then I saw the movie, and it just made me happy. That was something that used to happen all the time when I used to listen to a lot more music. Like, people would sample shit from different movies, and then you'd watch the movie, and it would be like, oh, that's where that line came from.
I didn't know. See, I'm learning something today. I thought I was done learning things today.
What did you think you were doing?
I know. I said I just learned something today, and I thought I was
Okay.
done learning things today. So thank you.
Well, it's always educational with Charlie.
Charlie's Education.
Yeah.
Pandemic 2.0.
So, here's what I've been thinking. So basically, this episode is mostly just us talking shit about people protesting and really, but our regular format will be more of us discussing movies that aren't very good and where they went wrong.
Yes.
Because, there's a bunch of movies that aren't really great movies, but if you see them, and that's if you see them as a layperson, but if you see them as a filmmaker, you suddenly are like, oh, wow. So, you and I, before the world ended, we're going to do our big review of Verotika.
Yes, we were going to. That's for sure.
Yes. And so I was thinking that should be the first episode of our little cinematic autopsy podcast thing here. Is we should we'll watch Verotika and we'll discuss it. That'll be the topic for our first episode.
So is this not our first episode?
Well, our first episode where we really like talk about shit. Right now,
this is you just listening to us and us making sure that we have some sort of semblance of an idea of what we're doing, which we don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is really just so I can listen back to it and go, okay, well, the audio sounds great, blah blah blah, or pardon me, I just burped.
That was very beautiful.
Yes, it was struggling to break free.
I want to break free.
See, now you've just you've broken fucking copyright. And now
shit.
Coming
Sue me.
after it. Yeah.
Freddie Mercury is going to come back from the dead and sue me.
Yes, he will.
Bring it on.
He still has the mustache, by the way.
Why do you know that?
So, crazy fact I learned about Queen that actually is really funny. So, you and I mean, I grew up. I was a little kid when Freddie Mercury was still alive, and
right.
You were not even born yet when he passed away.
He died in 91?
I think so. I think he did. Yeah. So you weren't even born yet, right? Like.
No, I was born in 92.
Yeah. So.
Does that hurt your soul?
No, not really. Not
okay,
really.
Good.
Yeah. But here's the thing, that a lot of people, I learned this because I was too little to know it back then. Queen fans hated the mustache.
Really?
Like, yeah, when he started growing the mustache, it was super unpopular among his fans. And I only learned that by listening to one of the last interviews he did.
Wow.
So apparently people were throwing razors on stage.
What?
When he was performing, people were throwing disposable razors at him.
That is horrible.
And yelling at him to shave the mustache. Because if you ever look at like the early, like if you look at, let's say, Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff like that, he didn't have the mustache back then.
That's true.
Yeah, the mustache was kind of a later thing, and I guess all the early fans were like, "What the hell is that?" And Freddie Mercury talked about how the more fans hated it, the more he wanted to keep it.
I mean, that's something that you would do, honestly.
Oh no, I would grow a mountain man beard if I like. I would have.
I would be a Yeti.
Yeah, I'm halfway. I'm halfway there anyway.
That's true. You are. You are. It looks. Your quarantine hair looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, everyone.
Yeah.
The beard is nice and fluffy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I have a visual interview I have to do tonight.
Ooh, fancy.
I'm gonna have to dye it and dye my beard and stuff like that before it
And stuff
all.
like that.
Yeah, so I have to put pants on and everything. It's gonna be fucking.
Yeah, putting pants on is, you think that it's hard and you think that it's a pain in the ass during a pandemic because you think you don't have to. It's harder when you have a boot to put on your leg, and then when you take the boot off, you realize that, oh shit, my leg and my foot are broken and just hanging there. It makes it way harder to put on pants.
How do you like? How come you haven't like switched to skirts or something like that? Like,
Well, I haven't, see, when I came back to Massachusetts with a not broken anything, maybe a broken spirit because I left New York, but that is all. I thought I was only going to be away for 3 days, so I didn't bring anything at all whatsoever. So I think I have like one dress, and I've resorted to like buying things because my mother, like, as kind as she's been about me wearing all of her clothes, she still is just like, oh, I was wondering where that went now, or oh, I was wondering where that went. So I was like, shit, it's time to buy new things.
but I'm saying like, how come you haven't been like buying more skirts or stuff? Because I figured
They're
those would be a
not
lot
here
easier to put on.
I did. They are not here yet because they're not essential for essential people, you know?
Oh, okay.
Like they want to send out like masks and hand sanitizer and things to first responders first, and I totally understand that.
Oh no, totally.
But then when they've finished doing that, just like you and I with our recent orders, like things just show up like a week or 2 weeks early, and it's like a pleasant surprise.
Well, it's interesting though, because like even though our like mics showed up like earlier than they had initially told us, it was still way longer than we're used to waiting for it was still like a 2-week order.
Yeah.
You know, when we're used to like, you know, you order something on Amazon normally on a Friday and it's there by like Sunday.
It's there by Sunday.
Yeah.
No, totally.
So, you know, I mean, but it's now they'll give you like a month or something, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then you'll get that like, oh no, it's only 2 weeks and you're happy.
I know. You know what's crazy? I don't even know if I told you this, but before I left New York, before I had like made the decision to leave, Amazon had ran out of hand sanitizer, but they were like, this will be there by April 27th, and it was March 6th when I ordered it, and it's getting to my apartment in New York today. So I'm still a little excited.
Yeah. I don't know. They're just gonna. Your roommate is just gonna slather herself in.
I'm not telling her unless she watches this. She listens to this, then she'll know. My hand sanitizer. Wow.
She'll just be like, "Oh, Chelsea has liquid gold coming to the apartment."
She'll just sell it.
For like $300.
$300. Yeah, I noticed here, right now I'm not in my hometown, but there's a restaurant downstairs, like a little cafe from where I'm at, and they have hand sanitizer on the counter, and it says taped to it, has a post-it that says not for sale. It's really sad.
Oh man. Yeah. But yeah, so how have you been, besides, you know, dealing with a broken leg? Mm-hmm. Which I almost feel like dealing with the broken leg is all like, number one, it's never good that you have a broken leg, but it's good that it happened during a time when everything is kind of shut down.
all of my jobs. I mean, like, it's sad that, Demon Hunter got shut down. My play that I was directing in got shut down. All of my auditions, I had a movie in Ireland that got postponed. So at least I broke my leg when everything was already canceled, instead of having to drop out of all of these things, or have to rewrite Julie to be, like, in a wheelchair or something.
Oh, I could. See, that's the funny thing about you. See, that's one of the things I actually like, is that Julie gets injured a lot.
Yeah, she does.
Like, not so much on the show, just because, like, when we did the first season, we weren't really sure. This is a secret we haven't really told a lot of people. But if you remember, you and I had to decide which episodes went in what order. Because, like, because like, a lot of the episodes did not have a set order for them.
What was that, like 8 and 9?
About 5 of them.
Really?
Like 5 of the 13 episodes, we weren't sure what order they'd happen in.
Like, I just remember opting to have Becca, who plays Stephanie, be naked in the woods before I was naked in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 different episodes.
Well, I mean, obviously that would have to happen, continuity-wise. That would have to happen after that.
Yeah.
But it was more of, no, I remember the thing with that was not whether it would be after, it would be whether it would be the next episode, or if we'd skip an episode between that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a debate with that. But there were a couple things we weren't really sure. So something like injuring Julie would mean, like, we'd have to be like, wait a minute, if she has like a cast on her arm or something, it then becomes part of the continuity. This is the sad, folks. I am watching Chelsea adjust her leg right now, and it is the saddest thing ever.
It was so difficult. That hurt so much.
It's like those. Honestly, it feels like those videos where you see, like, a polar bear on like an iceberg that's melting, and the polar bear
Charles,
just looks
that's
sad.
so sad.
I know. Have you seen, like, that's what it reminded me of, though.
Yes, I've seen them, you fucker.
Where you just see it and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, and then you got to keep in mind that they operated on my ankle, but that Charles has seen the x-ray, that I broke my fibula, which is the non-weight bearing bone in the bottom part of your leg next to your tibia. I cracked the bottom of my tibia, but shattered my fibula to where it juts out, like, into my calf. So even if I rest my calf on something, and they did not operate on that, it is still the way it was. So every time I rest my calf on something, I'm like, oh, yep, ow, that's broken. It's a great time. I love it.
and so is this going to be, like, something that for a long time is going to affect you?
Yeah, I can't wait on it for like 6 more weeks, and then I have to, like, learn how to kind of, like, use that leg and put weight on it or walk again.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah. Well, as I said, it's good that it's now, though.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because it's and whoa, what the hell?
I don't know. This town is weird.
That sounds like a friggin' biker gang.
It was a biker gang. I'm just gonna say it was the Purge. It's time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you need the alarm for that.
That's true.
Yeah, the Purge does not begin until you put the alarm out. That's the
I feel like we have to put the alarm in something. Put the Purge alarm in. Have you not entertained doing that?
I feel like that would be a copyright thing.
Oh, would it be? See, people are doing it all the time.
Not in commercial products, though.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, if you and I just wanted to randomly have it play while we're at, like, a social gathering, I'm sure
you gotta put it in this.
Problem.
You gotta put it in this episode. I know you're just going to.
But like fucking. Oh, that was another thing, by the way. Andrew Cuomo. Was talking about all the various things that New Yorkers are, and and he was like, strong and loyal. And, and blah, blah, blah. And then he said, he said something with, like, I guess, when you put, like, a word before something you're not supposed to. And he ended up saying butt loving.
Butt loving.
And it,
Cuomo.
Yeah, and like Kat Ross, she posted a video of her watching it when he said that, and there's like she does the cutest little giggle,
Oh, that's adorable. She's so
and I'm like,
cute.
but what's so funny is that was my exact reaction too, because we're all like 12-year-olds, and it's like the governor just said butt loving, so
The governor said butt loving.
you know, so. But yeah, but what we will do, we'll both watch Verotika. We don't have to watch it together. Um,
Yeah, how do I watch that? What platform is that on? Just in case our listeners want to
well, they're gonna
watch
have
it.
to they're gonna have to buy it on video on demand, and all that. It's on all sorts of different platforms, and
Great.
if people really want to, they can, but I would recommend not, perhaps.
Yeah, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, it's hours of my life I can't get back, but I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. We're going to watch it, and when we watch it, basically, we're going to take notes, and we'll discuss it. We're basically just going to go part by part as to what we, and that's kind of the thing. You watch it, you have a little, like, notepad or something, and you watch, and you go about, wow, that was a bad idea, and that was a bad idea. That's also a bad idea.
This is the worst idea.
Yeah, yeah, and, like, how did they afford a horse, if they couldn't afford backgrounds, like, Although in fairness, I think that's why they couldn't afford backgrounds. But
Yeah.
there's three. I'm not even kidding. There's 3 horses in the fucking movie and 1 wolf.
Oh my
And
god. I wonder if they got the wolf from Doc Antle or Joe Exotic.
Probably not, because he was already.
Well, Doc Antle's not in prison.
No, but Joe Exotic. Number one, they wouldn't handle wolves; they'd handle tigers.
Yeah, but they also had wolves. They had all sorts of animals.
But also, he lives in L.A.
Right.
and they shot in L.A.
Okay.
So, and Glenn Danzig doesn't have a pet wolf, so they would have just rented it for the movie.
Rented a pet wolf. Jesus Christ.
Which I'm sure. Come on, you know that there has to be I know there's one in New York, so I'm 100% positive there in Hollywood there has to be animal rental.
That just devastates me.
Like if you need a wolf or a horse for your film, you contact them and they'll come there, and obviously they bring a wrangler and they make sure that that the animals are treated well.
Yeah, of course. You hope so.
Well, I mean, that's I don't see where else he's getting 3 horses from.
Yeah, I agree. I moved my leg again. It's fine.
That makes me so sad. Like,
I know.
that. Like it's as I said, I feel like Sarah McLachlan music needs to start playing.
Oh yeah.
Sarah,
where are you to do the soundtrack to my life?
Yes, that whole, that
I will remember you.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
It's not funny, and you probably feel the same way, but you know what? When they had those videos of like starving children, I never really like felt anything watching those.
Oh God, Charles, you just admitted something really crazy about yourself.
I'm sorry, I never felt anything for starving children. Whatever, those starving. But when I would see like the dogs in the shelters looking all sad, that would break my heart.
Yeah, the animal things really kill me.
Yeah, the animal things would really, really get to me. The children, whatever, they're children. I don't like them.
We said this in the 10 questions with Charles and Chelsea thing. You were like, that's what we care about. We only care about animals. That's it.
Yeah. It's because animals are innocent, man. Animals will be there for you no matter what.
Yeah.
Like if you're a shitty person, your dog will still love you.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things, like, though, speaking of shitty people, that, like, animals can tell.
They can tell.
Yeah. Like, and that's one of the things I always look at, like, when we have, like, whenever I lived with dogs, if my dog didn't like somebody, that I always took that as a sign.
Right.
And, the cat's not, Sadie loves everyone. Sadie.
Yeah, but cats are cats.
Yeah.
And Sadie is a dog in cat form.
Oh my God, Sadie is so bad. is such a bad kitty.
Yeah, she is.
But she's so cute, though.
She's so cute. You can't get mad for too long.
Oh my god, the other day, I came rushing out of my room because I thought something was wrong with her because she was like making this like really like exhausted sounding like noise. And I was like, "Oh my god, is she okay?" And I ran out and Liana was like, "Oh no, she's okay. She just decided that she would start meowing while running."
That's funny.
Yeah, so like I never heard her do that, but she was apparently running around the living room while making noises. And so
What a good kitty.
yeah, she's insane. She's just crazy. But yeah, so if you were interested in us just bullshitting and talking about our cats and Chelsea's leg and
I have dogs too.
oh yeah.
I can talk about my cat also.
She has amazing dogs. I love her.
I do.
Gertie
are so good.
Yeah. Are they there?
They're not with me at the moment, but they are at Mama's house, at Grandma's house to them.
Oh, that's another thing. I mean, is your mom been walking them or whatever?
Yes. I'm really lucky where either my mom or Dan has been walking them. It's been nice.
Okay, yeah, because that was one of the things I thought of was like, shit, Chelsea won't be able to like walk them. And
but they're like, Mom's always laying down. She's always laying down. There's snuggles. There's always snuggles to be had. Yeah.
Aw, that's amazing.
And they now know not to jump on my leg. It's really sweet. They know. They sniff it and they like look at me like, I'm sorry.
Aw.
Because they both had broken legs before, so it was just surgery stuff, but it's adorable.
Aw.
It's so sweet.
Well, so was that both of them? Because I don't imagine Lola jumping on anything.
She's just kind of like hesitantly like tries to get everywhere.
Oh.
Really.
Because like Gertie, I imagine just jumping from 20 feet onto you. But
yep, that's Gertrude.
Oh man, but they're great. They're great, and that's the thing. Like we are we're big friends of the animals, and
the animal world.
Yeah,
Charles is an animal actually. So.
Well, technically we all are. We're all mammals.
Shush your mouth.
We're all mammals. I have mammary glands. You declared yourself a mammal in one of my episodes.
I know. I am a mammal, damn it. What do you think? Just because I'm not a mother that I can't breastfeed? I am a mammal, damn it. It's so good.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not, like that's one of my favorite lines I've ever written, but I don't like to say that because it just makes me sound like a dick.
I am a fucking mammal.
How brilliant I find my own writing. And you know what? In fairness, maybe one day Glenn Danzig will make a podcast about how much he hates Demon Hunter.
That sounds great. Glenn, we're here for it.
I would welcome that. That would be really funny.
You go, Glenn Coco. All right, awesome. Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're gonna wrap up now. Thank anyone who listened to this.
Yeah, thank you. Find something funner to do with your life.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We're the best.
Yeah. So, and then our next one, we will talk about Verotika.
Yes.
So, until then, this has been Charles Lincoln.
And I'm Chelsea LeSage, I think. Yes, I am.
And thank you. Good night. And
Stay safe.
Yep, you should do that. All right. Good night, everyone.
Bye.